All right, it's time for our segment with Katy, the Dating with Katy podcast, datingwithkaty.com. Katy Clark, the dating expert, the newlywed, is with us here, and we got Mexican fast food or fast casual theories to expand upon. So, Katy, welcome in. Good morning.
Good morning. Anybody feeling like a little Chipotle today? This will be a little promo, but it's a good question to ask, right? Can you pick up somebody at Chipotle?
I think, what's interesting, as soon as I saw you post something on Facebook about it, I was like, come to think of it, there are a lot of dudes at Chipotle, Qdoba, Moe's, Salsarita, whatever your power rankings are of your fast casual. But I feel like you're right on this one.
Thank you, because the truth is I am right. On Monday, in between unpacking, my man loves Chipotle. I don't love Chipotle, but it's a healthier version of some Mexican food. And so we stopped by, and I literally counted 26 men, and there was 2 women in there. And so, try to beat that for ratios. And somebody DM'd me, actually another matchmaker I work with. She's like, but none of those guys are wealthy. It's like, well, first, not everybody wants a wealthy man because there's definitely downfalls to that. But the truth is, you never know who's wealthy inside of Chipotle. I know I've had millionaires come eat in and out with me before. My man's wealthy and he eats Chipotle. So, I mean, you never know. But do you think a girl could pick you up at Chipotle? Now, how would you guys receive that?
Well, it'd be great. But,
Yeah, I mean,
but it sounds like it's target-rich environment for her.
I
want to know where the other 24 women are eating to balance out this gender equality here.
Where would they be? They'd be at a salad place. They'd be out with their girlfriends having lunch. They'd be, having coffee, getting a Starbucks drive.
You're right.
Probably.
You're right. Women do group lunch and take longer. Where guys want to eat fast. But somewhat healthy. Because I think that's the other part of it, too, because you're eating somewhat healthy there, so you got a quality decision maker, I would say, Katy, on that. And by the way, Blanket Baker totally fired up about your theory that no wealthy men there. He came in this morning hot about this.
I was so ticked off about it, Katy, because the comment
wasn't my
bothers
theory,
me.
not my theory. Not my theory.
No, not your theory.
My theory was, that was the other matchmaker who's like, there's no rich guys at Chipotle. I'm like, there's rich men there's wealthy men, hardworking men everywhere.
Everywhere.
They tatted up. They could be fully tatted. They could be, who knows what they look like. And so that's where the women, I think, are really, they're so quick to judge in dating. And it's kind of it's a sad state for ladies when they do that because you just never know. But yeah, with the whole theory is, and I give 3 things on my Instagram reel. I give 3 fun ways to just say something to someone. I mean, you could easily say, so what do you think is better, the burrito or the bowl? I mean, if you're in line or if you're sitting down, and you have to be strategic. I have a podcast on how to go out solo because especially as a female, it's a very good thing to go out solo. And because you're not chatting with your girlfriends, men don't want to get involved. But let's say you come into Chipotle and you're strategic and you see a cute guy, you've got to stay somewhat close to him. And you've got to have something to say. So you would say, why does your burrito look better than mine? What's the secret sauce in your burrito? I mean, there's lots of, innuendos going on here. But
that could escalate quickly. Yeah, that could really raise the stakes fast and fast. Yeah. You like hot sauce and mild? I mean, I don't know. Jalapenos? I don't know. There's a lot of things.
Yeah. And I think women are too afraid to flirt now because they're going to think he's going to go straight to the sexual part of it sometimes. But with flirting, there is that edge of, like, oh, did she just say that to me about the burrito? Like, are you talking about my burrito? And these women are too afraid to do that because these men come back and think they want sex, but that's not true. I feel like if we're dating like adults, which is kind of my claim to fame here, let's date like adults, we can have fun with that and, have a respectful start of a relationship as well.
And I feel like we do have to acknowledge the elephant in the room that the Chipotle queso is just not up to par. Like, I don't know how, I don't know.
You're dealing with...
I don't understand why they if you're going to make queso, make it good queso. I don't understand how you mess up queso. But, Katy, the comment of the other matchmaker did bother me, okay? Because, you can't find a wealthy man, so that's what you're looking for. You're not looking for, like, a good match. You're not looking for, like, the right partner for you. You're looking for a rich guy. And for me, if, like, that's how we're starting, if you need to see my bank account, I need to see your financial situation. I want to see your bank account plus all your credit card stuff. Yeah. I want to know what your credit score. I want to see your FICOs, all that stuff. All right, because I don't want to end up in a tranche situation where I'm getting all your debt sold off like it's 2006. All right, so if this is how we're starting, we're going to start it on both sides.
I have not seen you this heated about anything yet. I'm loving this.
Yep.
And I fully agree. Like, we shouldn't be pursuing men for their wealth. Of course, we want men who are stable, but just as much in return, men are looking for women who are financially stable, who can afford their own credit cards, who are not deep in debt. So I have a whole podcast on that as well. Like, men, I don't think you should be dating women deep in debt on their credit cards. I don't have any. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. Handle your finances, ladies. Like, this is not a job for a man to bail you out. So, I mean, there's reasons to be in debt, homes, obviously, college education, things like that. But have a plan. Have a financial plan. It goes on both sides.
Katy Clark, there's datingwithkaty.com, the website. She's got the matchmaking services, got the Wing Girl services. We'll tell you more.
Wing Girl.
It's a big deal.
I love it.
Yeah. Have you not heard Katy talk about this every time she's on? He acts like it's the first time he's heard it.
I love it. It's a great term.
You never, ever leave your Wing Girl.
Yeah, I mean, I have a 25-year-old client in L.A. right now. He's just looking for new ways to meet women, and I'm trying this week to teach women how to meet men in different ways. I have a 40-year-old client I'm taking photos this week right here in Dallas. I have a 67-year-old client who's flying all over to meet phenomenal women. So, yeah, I got matchmaking to date coaching, and I have a new program coming up just for women called Getting to Taken, which is, this concept of, getting married. Not everybody wants to get married in this day and stage. And round two, some women are leery of it, but they still want to be in a really deep, committed relationship. And I call that taken. Like, you're taken by a man. Some people have problems with this. Like, no, you don't let a man choose you. That's like, I listened to a podcast. This woman said, letting a man choose you is BS. And I was like, well, I want to choose him and I want him to choose me. So I'm going to actually do a podcast against her podcast because I think that's shenanigans.
Well, and then you asked me about football terms. Go ahead and give me what I don't want to. You pose the question.
Obviously football season is in full effect. I was just chatting with my new neighbors, and everybody but me was highly involved in the conversation because I just don't know a lot about football. I have other sports I enjoy a little bit more. But you didn't hear that from me. And I thought, what are 3 things that I could say to sound smarter about football? And for women who are walking into a football game or a bar, what's the soundbite that she could give to help her out?
I don't think you need 3. I think you need 2, and they're both gambling terms. You need to know the spread. So if Dallas, so for example, who the Cowboys, who they got this week? They got the Jets. Okay, so the Cowboys are a 9.5-point favorite against the Jets. Do you? I'm asking because I don't know. Do you know what that means?
No idea.
Okay. So this is what you need to learn.
9.5 points? Yeah, I don't know.
This is what you need to learn. So basically, if the Cowboys are a 9.5-point favorite, they have to win by more than 9.5 points if you bet on them. So 10 or more. I'm sorry, you're right. No, thank you for correcting me. So if they are minus 9.5, basically you subtract 9.5 points from the Cowboys' actual final score, and that's what the betting score is. We can do a whole.
Okay.
So let's say the Cowboys are favored by 3 points, but they only win by 2. If you bet the Cowboys, you'd lose the bet because you're taking 3 points off their actual total. And now they essentially lost by 1. So if you can figure out the spread, and then the second one's real easy. It's the over-under. It's the total points in the game scored. So let's say the total points in their game is 50. Let's say that's the number is. Yeah. You add the scores of the two.
From both teams.
Yeah, both teams. You're combining the score of both teams. And that might be the easier one to learn right away because that was pretty simple. You add their total together. Is the game going over or under the total? And a woman that can talk gambling to a man, that's like your sock theory right there. I mean, that's right there with it. So over, under, and spread.
Next level sexy.
Yes, very much. Very much. So a lot of these states, you can sign up for a FanDuel or whatever apps, and you can get a bunch of free bets in there without even having to put anything in there. And that'd be the best way to learn because you're not even out of pocket any money. And even a $100 investment would probably be worth it because if a woman walks in a bar and says, man, one more touchdown, this game goes over, you're like, whoa, who are you?
Ooh, I love it.
Mm-hmm. So a game could be totally out of hand. Cowboys, like the other night, they win 40-0, but I'm guessing the total was probably about 44. So you're looking at it going 40 plus 0. This game's still under. We need one more Cowboys touchdown here or a Giants touchdown, whatever, to get this game over the total if we've got the over. So over, under, and spread, I think, would be your answer to that.
Okay, and I'm going to take a poll on my Instagram. So if you're not following, follow @DatingWithKaty. Let's see how many of these women actually even have any clue what those terms are.
Yeah, it's for gambling on the game, because as gambling expands everywhere in America, hell, we got it in Kentucky. We're the most backward-ass state in the union, and somehow we got it passed this year. So we may even give you some games to pick. I'll give you homework. I'll give you like 2 games to pick against the spread and the over-under, and we'll figure out how you did, because you'll probably be better than we will.
Yeah, you're going to have to text me later about this. I'm a little nervous. Math was never my forte, but that's okay. We got this.
Yeah, we're talking about subtracting like 7 and 3 and 9.
Yeah, you'll get it pretty easy once you get in there. Katie, I do have a question. It's about our dear friend, Drew.
Oh, no.
And
where's this going?
Drew, he likes what he likes, and he doesn't like what he doesn't like. And one of the things he doesn't like is brunch. How do you deal with a guy who states that he doesn't have time for brunch or lunch? How do you deal with that in terms of a matchmaker?
It's a little bit, let me just state my actual side of the case. I would never brunch on my own. If a great woman says, do you want to go to brunch, my answer is different, much like your answer for fall pictures.
Well, who am I going to brunch with? I'm only going to lunch.
You wouldn't be doing fall pictures if you were a single guy.
Well, no, but I'm not going to go to brunch.
So we do things
with a bunch
for women.
Of dudes.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, but Deener doesn't like brunch. How does he overcome that?
Drew, I got a question. Do you like champagne? Are you nervous about the whole champagne situation at brunch? Like, you're going to have to hold champagne?
Yeah, like you don't have to have a special drink for me at 10 a.m. on a Sunday. I mean, I can do whatever. Yeah,
he doesn't like Bloody Marys, and we're together.
I don't like Bloody Marys. I don't like taste, but I can drink mimosa, sure, whatever time you like.
Oh, okay. So you'll hold a glass of champagne. A lot of men do not like holding champagne. They just feel like a little too feminine. I definitely think it's a win if you can brunch with a woman. That is, she's showing you off because it is brunch season. It's brunch time, so the women are around, and that's a good thing that she's going to bring you into her brunch world, is what I would say. Just make sure you have the right outfit for brunch. That's it can't be too sloppy like it's a morning, but you kind of have to dress up a little bit. So unless you're going to a bar and watching a game or anything, but if you're brunching nicely, there's those all you can eat ones and all you can drink. So just be careful. Be mindful of that mimosa.
Well, it's a long day ahead too, though. Yeah, I mean that's. If you're starting that early, I mean NFL kicks at 1. We got a 4 o'clock game. We got an 8 o'clock game. I don't know what the hell I'm going to kick this up. Yeah. So my theory is on the surface, I would never brunch solo. I do not like that.
Well, sure.
But if I'm being shown off, Mark, then yes.
If you're being displayed,
yes. If I'm on display, yes.
But you could go. Here's a suggestion: go to a nicer restaurants have brunches and they have a bar usually. Like sit at the bar solo, and there's going to be women after women. It's just like a Chipotle, women after women, and heck, send a drink over to the table for all the ladies. Send a bottle of champagne over. I think that's so old school and rare, but I think it's great. I think it's very cute. You can get the server to get a little tidbits, information. Who's that group of ladies? Send them a bottle on me. You never know. Open the door that way.
It's not a bad theory.
But real quick, Katie, if I send over, not me, but if Drew sends over a round for the table, doesn't he have to have a target, or is he more shotgunning the whole table here?
Sawed up shotgun.
He has to have a target, right?
Well, I'd definitely get a wing girl or third party in and see what's the haps over at that table. Ask their server, what's the details? Do you know if anyone's single, taken, whatever? I mean, look for rings, but I don't know if people even wear rings anymore. Mm-hmm. But I think you could go both ways on that. If he's dead set on one girl, you can just cross your fingers and hope that she's single and looking to mingle. So otherwise, you never know. I've done it before where I hit on 2 guys at a bar in New York way back in the day, and the one I thought was so cute was aloof and rude, and the one next to him was way better, and we became good friends actually. But so you just never know. I mean, again, have that open door for whoever kind of rolls right in, and if you like her, go with it.
Well, there you go. It's the anti-Chipotle right there. There you go.
I won't be sending any drinks over to any.
Yeah, but you can't send one. That's just awkward for her and everybody else at the table.
It's true. But if you send a bottle of champagne, I guess.
There you go. It's unlimited budget Matchmaker over here. There we go.
Yeah. A bottle of champagne's safe for ladies. I mean, you could buy everybody a drink, but who knows at that point what they're going to be ordering. Just send something over or ask. I just think. It's rare, but I know I have a girlfriend. That's how she met her current long-term boyfriend. She sent him a drink. I mean, I think it's sexy. It's confident. It says something. He was with a bunch of guys, so I don't think it was needed that she buy all the guys a drink. I think if you're a lady and you want to buy a drink for a guy, do it. I've done it 3 times. Nothing came of any of the 3, but it was fun to do, and it actually builds your confidence.
I thought it was going to be like Top Gun. How'd you do? Well, crashed and burned on the first one. It wasn't pretty. Second one, I don't know. I'll tell you tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Oh, cute. That's right. Look at you and your line.
Oh, yeah. I've seen Top Gun way too many times.
And a few good men.
Yeah, I can do that all day, unfortunately. All right, so you're okay. So here's what you know. So you're probably going to be watching the Cowboys, my guess is, this weekend, whether you want to or not, sounds like.
I will be in LA, actually. So
okay. So let's see. So, but I want you to monitor the Cowboys game. All right, they are a minus 9.5 favorite. All right.
Is there an app for this? Can you help me out?
Yes, I will. And their over-under is 39.5. So I will text you this information as well. But as you're watching it, I want you to view it as though you have to constantly subtract 9.5 points from the Cowboys score.
Okay.
All right, and that way you understand the mind of the gambler, which is probably 85%, 90% male. So
can we just round it up to 10? I mean, what's the point?
No, because you could lose by you can do that, but let's say the Cowboys win 40-31. All right, let's go to that. So let's say they win 40-31, and they're giving 9.5.
They lose.
Who won?
Okay.
Who won the bet?
Well, who won the bet?
If you bet the Cowboys,
I need a flow chart for this.
How about this? How about 29-20? The Cowboys win the game by the final score of 29-20. They are giving 9.5 points though to the Jets.
They didn't win. They didn't win the game. They didn't win the bet because they didn't get the 0.5.
That's right. Which is also called. Here's another the hook. You got beat by the hook in that scenario. The half point also called the hook.
The half point.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, these are great terms, man. We ladies need to learn these because otherwise, again, like even with my neighbors, I was a little clueless what was being talked about.
If a woman said, I got beat by the hook in that Cowboys game, I'd be like, Mrs. Deener, how we doing? What's going on? What's going on over here? No.
If you like it, you put a ring on it. I love it.
All right, so datingwithkaty.com. You've got the podcast now being updated again. We've got the services. Give your elevator speech.
Yeah, I got my Wing Girl services, which is full coaching, and I actually do your online. I take control of your online, so I do all the chatting because at the end of a long day, you're tired with swiping and chatting. I do that, and then I do full-fledged matchmaking where I set everything up. All you see is bios. You say yes, and I set up the date. You just show up. It's great. Just datingwithkaty.com or cinque.com is the company.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, I will send you these terms, and you can give us homework. We will give you homework.
Done.
Done. All right. Appreciate it. Thanks, Katy.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Katy Clark, Dating with Katy. Now, that was fun.